Tea break, COVIDians. Well, tea break for me, bit of a late tea break. It is now 6 minutes to 4, and I am just about to make a cuppa. Okay, well, first of all, the one thing every good cuppa needs is a tea bag. So let's put one in, shall we? Look, there is more point to this video than just me making tea. I'm not going to start the kettle off just yet. You can hear a few tinklings. The famous teapot's dirty because apparently it has better flavour if you let it tan a bit inside. Well, this is totally tanned, as you can see. But more to this video than just that. I'll start the kettle in a second. All right. I am a very lucky man. And my luck is probably more through coincidence, and it's through Facebook and the internet. Here, in my hand, is a letter my mother wrote and posted on the 22nd of July, 1955. July the 22nd, 1955. Work out how long ago that was. To my father when he was serving in BAOR. That's the British Army of the Rhine. And he was at HQ 2nd Infantry Division. So there he was, 55, and it goes to BAOR 80, HQ 2nd Infantry Division, where he was serving with, wait for it, he was serving with them, the Royal Army Service Corps. He was a Staff Sergeant Major, sir! Actually, I never did hear him talk like that because he'd actually risen through the ranks by the time I was born. And I was born 3 years later. Okay? I got this wonderful collection of letters because somebody contacted me on Facebook. And somehow or another, they had come up, or they had found, or they had bought a lot of stuff, I don't know what it was, that contained Forces mail. Yep, and that's how my mother actually just under the post stamp, she's actually written Forces mail. Par avion, by airmail. Yeah. Even then, they had to translate unless it said par avion on it, right? But that letter is a starting point for me, okay? Let me just get the tea going and I'll talk over the kettle, okay? It's a starting point. 1955, okay? 1955, just think back to it. Actually, I won't talk over the kettle. 1955, think back to it. World War II, by July, had been over for 10 years. The major powers faced each other in Berlin, across what would have been the Berlin Wall, I think, unless my history's wrong, obviously. And there's my dad sitting as a Staff Sergeant Major in a army camp in Berlin or somewhere in Germany, waiting for a letter from my mother. Yeah. Now, what would my father have remembered doing? He finally retired from the British Army as a Major Quartermaster and settled with my mother in Chilwell before he died. He was also given the award of the Oakleaf Cluster, which means that he was mentioned in dispatches for services to the monarch, and I believe that was when he was fighting fascism in World War II in Burma, the Far East, Malaya, Singapore, Hong Kong, part of what would have been called the Forgotten Army. But what would fighting fascism have meant? Tojo was a fascist? Yeah, absolutely. So was Mussolini. Bit of a turncoat. They swapped sides in the end, but not before he was hung. Yeah. And, of course, Uncle Adolf. We used to fight fascists in those days, didn't we? We used to fight them. 10 years we were fighting them before I was born, but we did actually fight them. Now, what has happened in the UK? We don't fight them anymore. We welcome them in. Maybe you could have even seen old-fashioned Soviet communism as a kind of fascism. I know it's strictly defined as communism, but, Stalin and all that lot, okay, sure, the Soviets helped us beat Hitler and all that lot. Of course, maybe a huge number of their military and civilian personnel were involved in the defeat of Hitler. Of course, 10 years before this letter was written. I don't doubt that, yeah? But under Stalin, and the Soviet Union expanding, and kind of taking over everywhere, including Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, all this lot. Yeah, I think Stalin was a kind of dictator. Yeah. So maybe those who were defending us from a dictatorship in those days, when my dad was a Staff Sergeant Major, perhaps they felt that they were defending us from a kind of dictatorship. Okay, I get that. But even as far back as 1955, 3 years before I was born, we kind of didn't like dictatorships. We did an awful lot to kick them out, yeah? We spent a lot of time kicking them out. We spent a lot of time defending all the things that we fought for, and in many cases, many people, both service and civilian, died for. In World War II, we were defending those things. We were defending real freedoms for real people. Yeah, those freedoms were hard won. We had to stamp out the fascists, marching then in their kind of jack boots, I suppose. They were just like marching in the jack boots. Links, recht, links, recht, links, recht, halt! Left, right, halt. Yeah, and they had their little toothbrush moustaches, and we all knew about Hitler. So we hated fascism. We hated what it did to people. We hated the murders that it created. We hated the global conflict that it led to. We hated its evil. We fought to wipe it out. We fought to rid the world of it. Now what happens in the United Kingdom? Before, well, my birthday has passed, but certainly before the dawn of another decade. What have we done in the UK? We've welcomed fascism in. But you see, it hasn't come like Hitler and his fascists. It hasn't even come like Mussolini and his fascists. It hasn't even come like Tojo and the Empire of Japan, as it then was, when militarism was kind of bred into the culture, and even the values of Bushido and the samurai code were kind of modified. Because actually, within the samurai culture and the values of Bushido, there was also a value of compassion and care and thoughtfulness and kindness. They also were incorporated into the samurai code. And above all, honour was there in the samurai code. But no, it's not like those Japanese fascists have come marching through from Asia into Europe or whatever. It's not like the jack-booted Nazi fascists, the ones who operated the machinery of the gas chambers, the ones who were brainwashed into book burning, race hate, anti-Semitism, and I mean real anti-Semitism, yeah? We're not like them. No, that's not how fascism has come. Fascism hasn't come like that. Let me tell you how we've accepted it in Britain. It's come, obviously, with an awful lot of faux patriotism, because fascism likes faux patriotism. Think of all those flags and banners that were in Germany. Think of before my father would have got there he was there in 1955, but can you imagine the German civic buildings with those swastikas literally hanging unfurled from them? Yeah, I think it's Len Dayton in a novel about Britain perhaps being run by the Nazis, where he describes those Nazi red banners with the white circle and the swastika on them. He describes them hanging down from the Houses of Parliament, like big curtain drapes hanging down. Yeah. How do you think? Well, Dayton's novel is obviously another matter, but what I want to say is the fascism that we now accept, the fascism that is quite happy to let COVID kill the old, the sick, the disabled, the weak, the homeless, the unemployed. Let it do it. They're happy because all the money that they're going to save, yeah, they can give to their billionaire friends. But this fascism I'm talking about has come in quietly. It's come in a friendly way. It's come in secretively by telling you, look, you've got this little bit on your plate. You've got this tiny couple of morsels on your plate. I know that I've got a massive plate dripping with gravy, vegetables, meat, everything there is. But you see, I'm just telling you, with these two tiny little morsels on your plate, watch it, because that migrant over there is going to take your morsels. Yeah? That's how fascism has come into this country. It always comes in like that. Well, it always comes in like that because it comes with lies, it comes with brutality, it even comes with perversion. Look at all the perverse things about Boris Johnson, a man who probably, in fact, has said he finds fox hunting semi-sexual. I'll say that again. Boris has confessed that he finds fox hunting, watching animals torn apart by dogs, foxes, their cubs and whatever, torn apart by dogs. He finds that semi-sexual. Look at Johnson's father, served in the RAF apparently. May have been, I don't know if he would probably be younger than my father. Flew in jets and everything, yeah? Look what he says about Muslim women. Oh, they couldn't fly in a jet because, well, they wouldn't get the oxygen mask on under the face veil. We're living under fascism. I know COVID and all is the problem and whatever, but believe me, they've got to be stopped. Please, from the son of the person to whom this letter was addressed in British Army of the Rhine, Germany, in 1955, from his son, fight back. Fight back. These people have got to be stopped. Fight back. Have a great day, Covidians. And by the way, Tina, thank you for sending me these. Bye.